Deaf Rescue Dog's inspiring comeback story. In a small, quiet town, nestled between rolling hills and dense forests, there lived a dog named Echo. Echo was a beautiful white Australian shepherd with striking blue eyes and a heart full of love. But Echo's life had not always been easy. Born deaf, she was abandoned by her breeder and left to fend for herself in the wild. For months, she wandered alone, struggling to survive in a world that seemed to have no place for her. This is the story of Echo's incredible journey from a lonely, forgotten soul to a beacon of hope and inspiration for everyone who met her. Chapter 1. Alone in the wild, Echo's early days were filled with hardship. Unable to hear the sounds of danger, she relied on her other senses to navigate the world. She learned to read the vibrations of the ground to sense approaching predators and used her keen eyesight to spot food and shelter. But life was relentless. Hunger gnawed at her, and the cold nights left her shivering beneath the stars. One fateful day, Echo stumbled upon a small farm on the outskirts of town. The farmer, an elderly man named Mr. Thompson, noticed the thin, scraggly dog lingering near his barn. He approached her cautiously, offering a piece of bread. Echo hesitated, her instincts torn between fear and hope. Mr. Thompson, softly. "It's okay, girl. You're safe now." Echo's tail wagged tentatively as she took the bread. For the first time in months, she felt a glimmer of kindness. Mr. Thompson took her in, giving her food, water, and a warm place to sleep. But he soon realized Echo was deaf, and he knew he couldn't give her the life she deserved. Chapter 2. A second chance. Mr. Thompson reached out to a local animal rescue organization, hoping they could find Echo a forever home. That's when Sarah, a young woman with a passion for helping special needs animals, entered Echo's life. Sarah had always believed that every animal deserved love and a chance to thrive. When she met Echo, she saw not a broken dog, but a resilient spirit waiting to shine. Sarah, kneeling to meet Echo's gaze. "You're perfect just the way you are, Echo. Let's show the world what you can do." Sarah brought Echo home, where she introduced her to a new routine. Using hand signals and visual cues, Sarah taught Echo basic commands. At first, progress was slow. Echo was wary of her new surroundings and struggled to understand what was being asked of her. But Sarah was patient, celebrating every small victory. Chapter 3. The turning point. One day, Sarah decided to take Echo to a local park. It was there that Echo's life changed forever. As they walked, a group of children playing catch accidentally threw their ball too far, and it landed near Echo. Without hesitation, Echo sprinted after the ball, her natural herding instincts kicking in. She picked up the ball and trotted back to the children, dropping it at their feet. The children laughed and clapped, and Echo's tail wagged furiously. For the first time, she felt the joy of being part of something bigger than herself. Sarah, smiling. "You're a natural, Echo. Maybe there's something special you're meant to do." Inspired by Echo's intelligence and eagerness to please, Sarah began training her to become a therapy dog. Echo learned to navigate crowded spaces, interact gently with people, and provide comfort to those in need. Her deafness, once seen as a limitation, became her greatest strength. Echo's ability to focus intently on visual cues made her an exceptional therapy dog. Chapter 4. Echo's mission. Echo's first assignment as a therapy dog was at a local nursing home. The residents were initially skeptical. How could a deaf dog help them? But Echo's gentle demeanor and intuitive nature quickly won them over. One resident, an elderly woman named Mrs. Jenkins, had been withdrawn and uncommunicative for months. But when Echo laid her head on Mrs. Jenkins' lap, something magical happened. Mrs. Jenkins